we were looking at preparing to relocate, and we'll be continuing that series. You can see my previous videos on the topic. Okay. At this time, I'll invite you to click on the like and subscribe if you want to continue watching me give you that information, that's vital information that you need. Okay. All right, to start out this video, we're gonna speak about how you feel, right? In this whole exercise, you're going to feel very uncomfortable relocating. It is a natural thing. It is a natural thing. You're gonna have to be patient, and you're gonna know that you're gonna come to understand that everyone goes through this uncertain feeling, right? So we know that, and you should get used to just feeling comfortable in uncomfortable situations, because it's going to be the norm when you move to a new place. All right, so today we're going to continue with the research in terms of preparing to go. Now, the first to go to a new location. Now, the first thing that you should look for, you can use simple www.google.com and just look up for the demographics and the age, the population age and the new area. What this will tell you is if you have an aging population or a very young population, or what type of population there is. It will also give you the ethnicical breakdown of the population, whether you know you're 50% Caucasian, 40% Black Americans, or so forth. It will give you that breakdown, and you'll start to get an idea of the area. And that's just the population distribution. But you shouldn't jump to any conclusions yet. You're just gathering information and putting everything together to make a complete picture in your head. The next thing that you're going to look for in that research is what type of business exists in that area. Is this traditionally a farming sector area? Is it a traditional manufacturing area, call center, or big business, or so forth? Because that will tell you about your opportunities. That will give you a good idea about the opportunities and the careers that exist in that area. And you will be better able to plan for yourself, whether you need to just go there, sit out the time if you're on contract, do something, or try to get into the area that you want to get into, or you can go to school during that time. Anything is possible, and you should consider all those areas. Next thing you want to look at is the general education level of the population, just by doing the demographics of the area. Whether you have a highly educated population, whether you have a below average educated or just regular average, because what happens is that sometimes in these places they produce graduates, but the graduates move to different areas from the rural areas, and that will also tell you that they don't have much opportunities there. So they produce these graduates, but they're always leaving. So that should give you an idea of what the area is like, right? You can also look at the schools there, the school ratings there, because if you have kids, you definitely will want to know that they're going to good school. A good website to check out is greatschools.org. Greatschools.org. But you're still not going to look at just that, because if you can get some inside information about the school system, because sometimes good is not necessarily good for your child. So you have to look into that clearly. So, and then the next thing you can look at also is the income level of the population. Income level of the population. That will give you a good idea. And that also has to do with ethnicity, because sometimes one ethnic group gets more than another ethnic group. And you have to look into those things. The type of work that is there. The type of work that is there when you look at the different groups. What are they being employed as? And that comes with the opportunities that are there for different groups. So you have to be smart. What do I want to learn from all of this information? What do I want to get? What is it telling me that is not there? Create a mental picture. And another rule of thumb is that the further away you go from the city, more into the rural areas, the less diversity you're going to find. Less diversity. These areas are traditionally stuck in certain ways of thinking. So you gotta be smart, and you gotta picture these things and know that they exist. The further away you go from the main cities, because the more diverse a population is, the more you'll be able to assimilate into that population. The more they'll know about you and know about your background. That's the simplest way I can put it. So, all of these things you got to look at, get a mental picture when you're doing your research on the area. I mean, some area you'll know that they state it as say a middle income, family orientated area. So you know in that area the houses are at a cost, and the schools are good. The schools are good, but you won't find a lot of businesses in that area because of the zoning. And you can also look at traversing to different areas from where you are if you need to do certain things. Like you need to work in a better area, but you can get a good house in one area. How close is the travel? Again, the rule of thumb is if you have good roads, you don't want to travel more than 15 to 30 minutes to work. To work. So all of these things you got to look at. And if you're there, if you're looking at it and you see that, boy, I'm really there now, you're there now in the location, and you just have to be smart and know that, all right, I'm going to prepare for a career in 1 year. So what do I need to do? I need to go to school. If the work thing is not working out for me, have a plan. Have a plan. And this is where I spoke about how savings will come in to help you. Have some savings. If you choose and you only see warehouse work, go to the warehouse work, but have a plan on what you're going to do. And my general rule is when you go into certain career paths, it's hard to get out of it because more immigrants are in those areas. We are looked at as being in that area. So you want to try out something new, but you want to be smart. Have a plan. What I'll do later on in my videos coming up is I'm going to have some professionals speak to you about how to get into different areas, such as nursing, real estate, teaching, those traditional areas. And I mean, if you like what you heard me speak about this morning, just like and subscribe now if you have anyone relocating in your family, or anyone just relocating and they're there and they're having a hard time to assimilate into the new culture. You can share this video because we'll be exploring a lot of pertinent issues. So again, let me recap what I went through this morning. In your research, you can use Google, www.google.com. You can look for demographics, population, size, salary level, education level, type of school, type of work in the area, general levels of salary level when you're looking at comparing it to the area level of salary versus the state versus the country, because you can have $50 here as the salary level for the local population, but then the state is at $70 and the general USA is an average of $50. So you know that gives you a picture of what you're gonna go into, as well as it is also related to the standard of living in that community. So thank you for joining me again on this episode of Livity and Upliftment, where we will be uplifting you to live your best life and move forward. Blessings, and God keep you.